2 Esdras 9, verse 22. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. First and foremost, we give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Shalom to the whole feel like men that scattered abroad, pushing his truth without sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, right? And also shalom to you very few sincere sisters, right? That's taking heed to getting the order in these last days too, while I say shalom, right? Lord willing, this lesson's edifying, right? Just going to a quick video that I seen on Instagram, and just, like I said, we measuring the time and just comparing things, because the hopefully elect, right? We're in the spirit, we're in the house of mourning, right? And the house of mirth, right? We can just go outside and see it. They're not regarding the times. If you've been watching the news, Trump just now talking about slapping a 50%. I think it's a 50% more on top of the 34. But I know 50% for sure. Tariffs to China. They don't respond back by lowering their tariff to America, and I think they got till tomorrow. So things are definitely ramping up. Got diseases popping off. Excuse me. Uproars of the people. These things are heavy right here in front of us. And 2/3 of our people are disregarding the time. But the thing is, somebody have to fulfill the shoes of Zechariah 13:8. Of 2/3 have to be cut off and die, right? And you're seeing the characteristics. You're seeing them, day in and day out. Because look at the way they rather go, right? With all these things on the table, which they're ignorant to, So I'm gonna play this clip, right? Because it's gonna tie into everything, and I'm gonna grab some more scriptures. Excuse me. Right, and fair use. Just hopefully I'm gonna clip my video for this nonsense, but just for edification's sake, cause it just came across my notifications. I just, on my news feed, so I just looked at it, and you could just see, man, these people are in a dead state, right, in that merged state, right, and then the title of the video said this summer gonna be lit, right, man. If this MOTB was to pop off tomorrow. You right, the summer gonna be lit, right? Gonna be lit up with nukes, But that just goes to show you that these people are in the house of mirth, of bullshitting around, partying and bullshitting, man. And that goes to show you that they disregard the times. They having fun in Egypt. Why? Because nothing is going on. They feel as if America's gonna go back to how it used to be, So just this past weekend, starting from Friday, you had they doing a little remix. One chick tried to say it's a remix of Freaknik, which is nowhere compared, right? Both is bullshit, but the point is, all right, we had a day called 404 Day, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people just come out and just, bullshit around, have fun, drink, play in the streets and whatever, But the thing is, they disregarding the times, I stayed away from it first and foremost, you know what I'm saying? Then it was like first and foremost, it was the Sabbath, so I don't even like be around niggas anyway, being real. If it ain't Shannon, I ain't going there. If it ain't spicy, I ain't really there either. I'll be at those two spots, man. Really. If I just want to chill and then go home, I don't like to be around a bunch of niggas, man, because there ain't nothing but demons in the mix of that, and matter of fact, it was crazy because like I said, and it's beautiful because the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua keeps you away from that for a reason. Because I get a call Saturday, you know what I'm saying, from my bro, he in the world, of course. But he called me, but I ain't pick up. Like, I'm just trying to get my mind straight, you know what I'm saying? We got camp. I'm trying to get my mind straight, you know what I'm saying? So later on I get a call, whatever. I ain't think nothing of it. I just didn't call. I ain't never call, you know what I'm saying? So I called today, you know what I'm saying, just to see what was going on, what I missed, whatever. Man, that man said he didn't got shot. Excuse me. And I'm on the phone just like, see, dude, what happened when you hang around with niggas, man? You playing around with niggas, man. You sitting in the mix of niggas that ain't got nothing to lose. Nigga done got down, put it on his chest. You know what I'm saying? They got the Tesla and he got fired off in the foot. You know what I'm saying? But it would prevent it, right? If you don't understand these scriptures, right? Stop dwelling in the midst of dry bones, man. Our people are more worse than any nation right now, man. Especially that Judite tribe. That Judite tribe is hell, man. And inside this video, that's really all you see. Don't get it wrong. The other tribes is wicked as hell too. The 2/3 of the tribes, But the Judite tribe is the one that really brought the city out. You know what I'm saying? Friday and Saturday, And hey, man, I just be real, man. Hey, if it comes to any of my family, they get fired off on, killed. I can't cry for you, man. You know what I do. I'm both boots in the ground behind it. But they disregard it. They wonder what they laugh at the fact that I don't go out where they go out, or when they see me in my element, it's laid back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm with some goddamn cool. You know what I'm saying? Some cool heathens. You can call it, they ain't got no rhythm all you want, but hey, let this out get on them. They have rhythm. You know what I mean? But it just, besides the point, but I'm where it's the chances of something going down. That's why I'm going at. That's why I'm at. I really hang where there's something less likely to happen. We're being in the mix of these goddamn hyenas, and these niggas ain't got nothing to lose. Right, well, hey, that's what the Lord said. Hey, let the multitude perish that was born in vain, man. Cause they disregard the times that we in. Right, so let me get off of that right quick. And hey, Jeremiah said, don't even pray for these people, man. I couldn't even feel sorry for my brother, man. Like, shit, that's what you want to do, bro. You know how this city get down. Matter of fact, let me go back to this. Where was I? Jeremiah, Isaiah 31, right? Because I had matter of fact, let me get the 2 Peter. That's what I want to pop it off with. Excuse me. Come on, man. These niggas gonna learn, man. All these things coming to pass. He says, in what matter you shall be. Right? What state of mind you should be in, man. I think it's 2 Peter 3:10. Excuse me. And I'm gonna read through verse 12. It's but the day in the NLT version, Salakia. But the day of the Lord will come as unexpectedly as a thief, right? And this right here, what made me think about the title of when the title said this summer gonna be lit. So these niggas got their mind set on having fun, right? But the prophecies is talking about destruction is coming. So therefore, you're these 2/3 are looking at they paying attention to the wrong things. Right? Excuse me, they getting blinded by the wrong things. But hey, it says let the multitude perish that was born in vain. They have to be blinded. You can't feel sorry for them. Fuck them. We'll see them when they in their right state of mind on the other side, man. Lord willing, we'll count it worthy to make it on this go around, man. But yeah, they can't make it on this side, man. Why? Because they're too distracted of the flesh, man. Right? The Lord talks about in the book of Romans 8 and 5, right? I think through verse 7. That's enmity against him, man. Right? I think verse 13 says, he that loved the flesh shall die. Point blank, period. You just oozing out to get out just to be around demons. just to live in the flesh, right? You're not gonna make it, man. Right? You're gonna be too off. You're gonna be too distracted, right? It's like it says, but the day of the Lord will come as unexpectedly as a thief. Then the heavens will pass away with a terrible noise, and the very elements themselves will disappear in fire, and the earth and everything on it will be found to deserve judgment. 'Cause that's the ultimate judgment, right? Is the nuke, ICBMs, right? Intercontinental ballistic missiles, right? Coming from all ways of the earth, from other parts of the earth, right? To Babylon the Great, to really judge this horror, right? Which is America, But the one that's not paying attention is the ones that ready to participate in a full day, hood days, neighborhood day, whatever, just disregarding the time, right? It's going to catch them like a thief, right? Because when things start popping off, like these tariffs, these race wars, these when these things start popping off, right? That really represents the grace of mercy is closed, That'd be the time of Jacob's trouble, right? And it won't be no more. You won't be able to repent no more. That's the main thing. You won't be able to repent no more. So the day of you can't repent no more is going to catch these people like a thief in the night, man. Right? Verse 11. Since everything around us is going to be destroyed like this, what holy and godly lives you should live, right? So, excuse me. So it says like so knowing all of these things, right? Preaching to the the brothers and sisters, right? We knowing all these things that is finna go down. Jacob's trouble, famine of the word, famine of food, right? The implementation of the MOTB and WW3, right? The coming of the Lord Yahweh Shai, and he coming to what? Take crowns, right? Knowing that WW3, knowing that 200 million missiles coming to nuke this place off the map, man, right? Knowing that, it says what manner you should be, right? That should want to take your ass to what? The house of mourning, right? Let me thinking about the book of Habakkuk 2:2. If I can find it, just the book, just 2:2, right? It says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it, right? The Psalm of the Apostles, man, great millstone. They wrote they was writing the vision, that making it plain upon tables to us younger brothers, man, that he may run that readeth it, right? We got it and we took off with it. We came back to the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, repented, right? We came out of that house of mourning, mirth, Salakia, and we went inside that house of mourning, cause we knew it. Once the Lord had supped with us, it made sense. It's like, oh shit, I'm in the wrong house. I'm in the wrong house. Let me get up out of this house, man. This house gonna catch on fire. But our people, they love to sit in that house, man. That's why they have to be destroyed, man. Right? And you can't feel sorry for them. Right? So this is back in the book of 2 Peter 3 and verse 11. Since in the NLT again, since everything around us is going to be destroyed like this, right? All of them cars you seen. Hell, the people, these buildings, your 401k, all of these things, man, right? That you're holding on to, is going to be turned into powder, man. Ashes, smoke, right? It says, I read verse 12. Looking forward to the day of Yahweh, right? By Shem Yahushua, and hurrying it along. On that day, he will set the heavens on fire, right? And this is one of the heavens, right? This is, the earth. Excuse me. Right? It's going to be on fire, man. Excuse me. And it's mainly going to be America, right? There's going to be a lake of fire. It says, on that day, he will set the heavens on fire, and the elements will melt away in the flames, right? Knowing these things that the Lord is going to come do, that's what makes us want to what? Repent. Go into the house of what? Mourning, right? Kiss the son lest he be angry, So from there, I want to go to, and I'm going to close out in the book of Matthew 24, right? So Isaiah, because it's the end of the verse that I really wanted to grab, and I'm gonna go back to Isaiah 30. Well, I read 30, then 31, right? So it says Isaiah 30 verse 1. It says, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel but not of me, and that cover with a covering but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin." And that's it, man. Right? Esau's job is, in the spiritual being Satan, his job is to what? Keep you going left, as much as possible, right? Because the elect, right, they're going to the right, He wants you to stay comfortable. Hey, what? Slacking, no, jumping, but the book of Micah 2:10, and Esau know this. That's his job, man. That's his job, to make sure your ass be comfortable, man. This is Micah 2 verse 10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted." Right? It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. Right? That is like, you sitting inside of a goddamn garage with a 88 Cutlass. You know what I'm saying? And it's on, And you got all the doors closed up. You can't sit in that shit, man. That shit gonna kill you, man. It's polluted. That gas gonna wear you out, man. You gonna think it smell good. Next thing you know, you gonna start goddamn woozing left and right, stabbing front and back. Then boom, you out of there. Same thing with America, Babylon the Great, man. This place is nothing but confusion, man. Right? So he gonna give you everything you need, cause what? That's what the flesh throw out. That's just like, sugar. Sugar is bad for you, but hey, you get them cravings, you start doing anything. You start eating everything. You just, you tearing your body down, man. And that's what our people do. They tearing their spirit up. They tearing their spirit down. So like, excuse me, just by trying to sit inside Egypt, man. Right? I always think about the little small story about the frog in the pot. Think about that, right? Because that's real heavy. You trying to adapt to all these situations, trying to make fun out of every situation, right? When this man really come down with that wrath, right? It's too late to try to jump out that pot and want to repent. You cooked. You sat in that thing for too long. You thought it was fun. You loved oppression, right? So back in the book of Isaiah 30, verse 1, it says, "Woe to the rebellious children that take counsel, saith the Lord." I read from the top. "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me." Right? And who's help giving out that counsel, right? The men of the Lord, right? The men of the Lord's help giving out counsel to help you repent. It says, "And that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin." That walk to go down to Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame. Right? Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion, right? Because the Lord come through spanking shit, right? You trying to hold on to this place. You thinking you was doing right by trying to hold on to this place. It's going to be a confusion. Because Esau don't care about dropping you off when shit get real. Right, that's his job. Right? To have you in derision, confused. Like, hold on, I thought you was on our side. Nah, hell no, Esau not for you, man. Right, Isaiah 31, verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord.